Hi, new teachers. Welcome to Jefferson County Public Schools. We are so glad to have you and hope that you will become a member of the Jefferson County Teachers Association. I'm Maddie Shepard, your president.
And I'm Kumar Rashad, your vice president. And we are here to share with you what is JCTA. JCTA, we are the Jefferson County Teachers Association, our teachers union here in JCPS. We are your voice here in Jefferson County for our teachers, and we advocate for you, our kids, our district, our profession. And, we're even supportive of our own vision, and our vision is that we're supporting Jefferson County Teachers Association, supporting educators through advocacy and professional development opportunities and creating an educational community that helps educators empower our students to become lifelong learners and productive citizens.
How do we do that? Well, we're a democratic organization. JCTA is governed by 4 elected officers. You'll get to meet all of them on the next slide. I myself am your president. Kumar Rashad is your vice president. And we also have a board of directors that makes decisions about our union as well. All of these people, officers and the board of directors alike, are teachers just like you that have been elected by the membership. We're also inclusive. We want all of our members to have a sense of belonging and find a place in our union. And so we have a number of committees and caucuses that are available for our members to join to do that. We have caucuses for affinity groups like a Black caucus or a Hispanic caucus, or even our newest Adopted Americans caucus. We also have role-alike caucuses, like our mental health practitioners caucus, our ECE teachers caucus, or our caucus for teachers that teach special area or itinerant classes.
Good. And we are absolutely your advocate. We even have a public education advocacy committee. We also advocate for you to protect you. We have provide legal services and a union advocate in situations that may require disciplinary nature. Now, and those things may happen, but we have your back and we are your voice. So everything you do and say is about our members. We're going to listen to you. Make sure that your voices are heard, because we're not just going to advocate for you here. We're advocating for you in-house, to the district, to the state, and even on a national level. And we'll talk about that later on.
And while our union is all of you, all of our members, you'll meet our leadership right here. I'm Maddie Shepard. Kumar Rashad, our vice president, is also with us. We have George Nichols, our treasurer, and Tyra Walker, our secretary. And again, all 4 of us are teachers working all over the district, elementary and secondary, that have been elected by our membership.
Yes. And we are allowed to represent you because we have a contract with the district now, and that is unique in many aspects because only approximately 10 districts in Kentucky have a bargaining agreement with the union, in that district. And we know that contracts give voice to what we value. And not only do they give voice to what we value, there are legally binding documents. So we back you in ensuring your rights are respected so you can feel safe while educating our students. Okay. Now, our pay, we'll see a slide about this later. Our pay is always higher in districts with unions. And like I said, we'll see how that affects us here in Jefferson County. And our contract values your expertise, your time, while setting healthy work-life balance limits. And I'll hand it to Maddie to expand upon that.
It's really important that you stay in the profession as long as possible and that you feel respected in your position. And so our contract is a big way that we value your expertise and time, and some highlights in our contract to show you some ways that we do that. Around your workload and your contract hours, we protect your time and your bandwidth. The way that we do that is by putting in place cap sizes on classes. So there's a limit to how many students that you serve, so the students on your roster get the best version of you and the most attention and care possible. We also have a contract day. So there are limits to, the time your school can ask you to come in the morning and how late they can ask you to stay. We also have an internal transfer process within JCPS. We have over 150 schools, and every school has a different personality, just like our teachers do. We want every teacher to find the school that fits them the best. And so if you're at a school and for some reason you want to move on to something else, we have an internal process where teachers can apply internally and be given priority for those internal positions before external hires are reviewed. Next, we have a way to hold everyone accountable to follow our contract to make sure your time and bandwidth are protected and respected. The way that we do that is through our grievance process. If a part of our contract is violated in any way, JCTA has a process and a method to hold everyone accountable and make sure the contract is followed. It's called our grievance process. So your rights are outlined in the contract, and if they're not being honored, we have a way to make sure they're upheld. And lastly, we recognize that some schools are more challenging than others. Every school is different. We have communities in Louisville that are very well resourced and others that aren't. And so we recognize that some schools require more of our teachers. And for that reason, we have a different pay scale. There are stipends that Kumar will talk about on the next slide that we offer to recognize that some schools are more challenging than others, and we try to keep the best of the best at those schools by offering stipends for our enhanced support schools.
All right. There we go. As we said earlier, districts with unions pay higher. Contracts with unions and the district pay higher. And here in Jefferson County, we are the highest paid district out of all 120 counties in Kentucky. You can just see from the slide here, the first year teacher in Jefferson County makes approximately $48,000, where two of our next highest are Oldham County and Boone, which fall below us, and we're way above the Kentucky average in every category between first year, mid career, and at just the top of the salary. Now, it's not only that, we have our if you're in a school or challenging schools, offer an additional stipend of $8,000 to provide an incentive for our more veteran and our most senior educators to go into those schools and really help out where they're really needed in some of our challenged schools. So that's an extra way to get money. And if you are, for any reason, working outside of your contracted hours, within our contract, you also get paid for that, for all hours worked outside of the contract at your hourly rate.
And in addition to using our collective power to negotiate for high salaries and really good professional pay, we've also bargained for you to have a voice in the decision-making process and have professional say. So we have places for teachers and members like you to be members in several decision-making bodies. At the district level, there are a number of committees that make decisions district-wide. We have representation on those committees. We've also bargained, and it's outlined in your contract, for schools to have collaborative leadership teams. Those are 50-50 committees made up of 50% administrators from the school and 50% teachers from the school. That's a way for teachers to have meaningful, equal voice in what happens at a school. And then finally, you have a voice in our political context. JCTA has a political action committee called Better Schools Kentucky, and this is our major political arm in the way that we exercise our political power outside of the school system. That committee is made up entirely of JCTA members. But we don't just lead in our school and in the district, we also want to lead in the profession. And so a lot of our members are positioned to serve on citywide or statewide boards to represent JCTA. Kumar will talk about how our members represent in the national context.
Yes, we are members of the National Council of Urban Education Associations. Now, the National Council of Urban Education Association is a collective of local educator unions across the country who come together to find ways to support each other, ways to understand national trends, to see what's coming down the pipeline to each one of us. It's a way for our members to gather our collective voices and affect policy, not only in our own district, but policy on a national level with the National Education Association, who directly impacts policies created by the U.S. Department of Education. So not only are we advocating again for you on the local and state level, we're absolutely representing and leading the profession for you on a national level. And we do this by the relationships that we build. We're building relationships with decisions and policymakers that help us shape our profession.
And we do this because we know that professional pay
And professional say means
you're
you're more
like.
likely to stay.
So we hope that after hearing all of the ways that you can find a community and you can use your voice in JCPS and JCTA, that you're ready to join us. You can
Hope you're ready to join. Thank you. Click this link or scan the QR code, and we just can't wait to see you impacting the lives of our babies.
And when you do, email us. Kumar and I would love to meet our new members, go out to your school, hear about how things are going, and bring you into the fold so that your voice is heard and you put your skills to use in your union.